He will sign a national abortion ban.
It's a lie. I'm not signing a ban, and there's no reason to sign a ban.
Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion, a monitor.
What she says is an absolute lie.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
It was a different term, and it was a term that related to energy. We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Let's remember Charlottesville. There were fine people on each side.
Very fine people on both sides. And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away.
Let us finally pass an assault weapons ban and universal background checks and red flag laws.
He
That's a
will
lot.
sign
That's a lot of lies. That's a lot of lies. But she won, guys, and she's gonna win it all, because that's where we're at today with positive thoughts there on Twitter and everywhere. What the hell is everybody talking about? What is up, my friends? Vince is numero uno tonight. And he had to do it 3 times to make it clear. Blue 5 in the house. Sooner Man, Linda Telly, Gary Medill, Dave Munns, the one what to do hero. Number 8, Dubois. Number 9 of the USA basketball team. That was Jordan, my friend. Globetrotters, Danielle, Oscar and the Hizzy. Do we watch the VMA? I haven't watched the VMAs in forever. Yeah. You don't get the aggravation. Lockups here. What's going on? John Crisson, BB Vision, Volkovitz, Armand Oliphant. What's up? John Cox, Scarpazza, BN Pro. Oh, good peeps in here. DB says, is there any poll showing a victory for Trump in yesterday's meeting? Well, we're going to go through all that. Kryptonia, what's up? Midnight with the 5 memberships to start it off, going to Jeffrey, Crash Bandit, BB Vision, Kryptonian, and Linda Telly. Welcome back into the membership. You now have access to all the members' lives. Beautiful, guys. It's good to see you all tonight. Hope you're doing well. What'd you guys think? Now that we've had some time to process, everybody convinced now it's over? We lost. This game's over. Why even try anymore? Trump clearly fell apart. It's just terrible. It's the worst debate I've ever seen. It's just insane. Michael Baker says, why was the market up today? That's a great question. We're going to go over that in a little bit. But the quick answer is, it's all rigged, baby. ABC needed more help to beat Trump last night, right? No joke there. This is, it's the typical, listen, so far, everything I told you guys would happen is happening. The media is in a beautiful tizzy over their hizzy for shizzy comizzy, because they love this woman. They were despondent about Trump, and this gave them something to talk about. She didn't collapse on stage. She didn't cackle. She just did this over and over again because she could barely hold it in. So they said, Kamala, if you're going to cackle, shut the trap, jam it up there, and stop the cackling. And so she went, and that's how she won. Because of that, she won the debate, and apparently it's over. I mean, everybody's just freaking out. It's going, but listen, this is exactly what is going to happen for the next 2 weeks. Even like the conservative pundits are freaking out, and it's all going to hell, except for what the actual truth shows, except for what the actual facts show. So you guys, let's just watch a little bit of this. This is interesting. All right, this is the tracker. Republicans red, Democrats blue. You can see they're getting their woodies over Kamala right here. Independents yellow. All right, let's just watch this for a little bit. We won't watch the whole thing. Let's just watch how the independents track, because that's what matters.
And the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession.
It's a great plan. It's a plan that's going to bring up our worth, our value as a country. It's going to make people want to be able to
those
go
independents
and work
going with Trump.
Create jobs and create a lot of good, solid money for our country. Just to finish off, she doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences. Like run, spot,
but
run.
She's supposed to be
4
winning.
sentences that are just, we'll try and lower taxes. She doesn't
the
have a plan.
independents are
They have the
tracking right with
highest
Trump.
inflation perhaps in the history
Like
of
the
our
whole
country, because
time
I've
with
never
the
seen a worse
Republicans.
period
What's
of
happening
time.
here?
People can't go out and buy
But I
cereal or
thought she was
bacon or
winning
eggs
people
or
over.
anything else. The people of our country
but that's
are
what the media told me.
absolutely dying with what they've done. They've destroyed the economy.
That's what all my black pill friends told me.
My values have not changed, and I'm going to
Hold on,
discuss
this is it. This is where she wins.
at least every point that you've made. But in particular,
Wait.
let's talk about fracking, because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban
Why are the
fracking.
independents
I have not
tracking
banned
still
fracking as
with
Vice President of the United States, and in
Republicans?
fact, I was the
What's
tie-breaking
going
vote
on?
on the Inflation Reduction Act.
This isn't going with my narrative.
New leases for fracking.
That's
My
not
position
going with
is
my
that
narrative.
we have
right
got
there.
to invest
I thought
in
we were
sources of
losing this
energy
debate.
so we reduce our reliance on foreign oil.
Lockstep. Are you
Defund the police.
kidding
She's
me?
been against that forever.
It
she
just
gave
goes
all
on,
the criminals
folks.
that killed people.
Her
mean,
to put in crime. It's
Look
called
at this.
migrant crime,
It's like
and it's happening at
independents
levels that
are
nobody
now
thought
MAGA.
possible.
She's going to do
It's
this.
like
she's going to do that.
the
she's gonna do
Democrats
all
are
these
off in their own
wonderful
bubble,
things.
believe it or not.
Why hasn't she done it?
Look
She's been
at
there
the
for 3.5
divergence.
years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border.
Unbelievable.
They've had
And yet,
3.5 years to create jobs and all.
you guys understand something here. The entire purpose of debates is to win undecided voters. That's it. The entire purpose of debates. And not to win over pundits, not to make news people freak out over the Republicans, which is their time-honored tradition. It's to see where the independents fly. These weren't even in the middle. It was tracking with him, with the Republicans the entire way. Unbelievable. And yet, if we go to the headlines today. Oh, shut up. I hate this nonsense. My ad block. Every time, guys. Every time. You'd think one of these days I'll learn to just turn it off forever on RCP. But I've yet to learn that. All right, here we go. Harris beat Trump. Oh, well, there's a fair one on Reuters of all places. It was Donald Trump's night in the worst possible way. This one's kind of odd. It's been New York Post. Debate shows Dems made the right move in pushing Biden out. Biggest losers. Okay, Fox News. Oh, Harris put Trump in his place. CNN. Okay, well, there we go. Taylor Swift endorsement caps Harris's great night. There it is. And this is RCP, so we actually get a little mix. But I'm telling you guys, these are the ones they're running with. Right there. And even in the afternoon edition. Trump's debate meltdown was spectacular. I mean, it just... This is what people are talking about, though. Okay, you see some fair ones in there, but that's not what's getting talked about. And even my buddy, Rich Bears, my favorite pollster, was freaking out last night, too. Here we go. But Barris comes back around Trump's winning the post-debate focus groups. He has no doubt the media bias was too obvious. That's what killed her. So when all you guys come to me, and I've had several people come to me today, bro, you're looking through it through MAGA covered glasses. This was an obvious loss for Trump. Dude, the only thing that matters is these guys, the debate focus groups, and this. This ruined her night. It ruined her night. And that's what you need to know. That's what you need to know right there. That's it. All right, let me catch up with you guys here for a second. Yeah, DJT got killed, but it's all shorters today. Nobody's selling DJT. Just considered it a great time to buy in at these prices if you want to. I mean, I still think it's going to go really nice. It was trending really well until the debate last night. The endorsement of RFK is God's gift. Amen. And that's why Trump's going to win. He got a lot of those gifts, including not having his head blown off at the last second. Mike says, look at how the lines move. The Dems track in a flat line on everything except tax cuts. They favored it, but the more important thing is Republicans and independents tracking with Trump. Exactly. I've seen Kamala's nose growth. No. Can I imagine if Biden endorsed Trump? Oh, we'll get to that later. Interesting stuff with Biden today. Vox is very liberal. DB says, how much can we trust those yellow and red lines from Fox News tracking independent undecided voters? Is there any other source? DB, wonderful question. The answer is I don't know if anybody else did it. So that's number one. Number two, Fox, believe it or not, even though the media hates them, and in many ways I've hated them over the years for a lot of reasons, the one thing they are highly respected on is they have one of the best pollsters and tracking of polls and this kind of stuff of anybody in the business. They're way more fair than almost everybody else, which is pretty crazy. But that's well known in the political industry. But I don't know if anybody else even tried to track it. So, Mike, Kamala won on style, Trump won on policy. Americans don't care about style, they care about policy. That's not completely true. If they didn't care about style, they wouldn't have elected Obama. But it's partially true, Mike. What they also don't care about, though, is they do not like RBF. Resting bitch face. They don't like that. And they don't like people getting ganged up on when the media doesn't look fair. That's another thing they don't like. So that you could actually say based on that, Trump won on style as well. Taylor's body count says enough. Ew. Still, I told the whole thing was scripted for idiots. Never been able to put two clear sentences together. It's scripted. It was. She had her talking points memorized for sure. Al, for those who frowned upon your dislike for Taylor Swift, how do you feel about it now? Listen, I've known Taylor as a lefty for a long time. Doesn't change the fact I like her early music. I'm not one of those people. If I didn't like people who are liberal, if I didn't like what they produced, I wouldn't like 90% of movies I love, and I wouldn't like 75% of music I love. It's just how it goes. You'd have to toss it all out because it's all done by liberals. Disney owns ABC. Boycott Disney. Yeah, it's very true. Kamala winning in the polls in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is notorious for being the worst polled state in both 2016 and 2020. In fact, they polled it off by 11 points in 2020. Wisconsin is notoriously difficult to poll and usually trends left in the polls and swings hard right. So that's why, Eric. Reuters polled 10 undecided, 6 for Trump, 3 for Kamala, 1 undecided. I saw that. Yep, I saw that. Let me move over here. So we had People Spun It. Okay, got that right there. She and the media got the bites they wanted, and he missed layups, enormous opportunities. So this is why Barris is against it, and a lot of other people saying Trump missed. I disagree. Trump wasn't perfect by any means. But when you have that hostile environment with the two moderators going only after you as well, I think he did 90% as good as he could have done. So I give him an A-, which is still great job considering what he was up against. So I don't think this matters, is my point. And I think ultimately he did hit almost everything he needed to say. So, and he got the best sound bites. This is from Scott Pressler. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he is on the ground registering Republicans at a crazy rate in Pennsylvania. He might turn the state himself. And he gets this last night. Hey, Scott, after the debate last night, my wife, who has never voted before, now wants to vote Republican in Ohio. Can you send me the correct info? Inbox is flooded with messages this morning. Think it's safe to say voters didn't think highly of Kamala's performance. This is the stuff that matters. Okay. And then remember, this is what I was trying to warn you guys about. Every time they get this massive push in a debate, Clinton won the debate, 48-22. Debate made 41% response more likely to vote for Clinton, with 29% more for Trump. Reuters Ipsos found 56% of Americans thought Clinton did better. They skew these things so bad. And the fact, I mean, how much did that help Clinton? They always say the Republicans lose these debates. The only time they give it to Republicans is like when Joe Biden is brain dead on stage and it's gimme. Trump was playing T-ball in that debate, or T-ball with it on the tee the whole time, just hitting home runs. But and then the only other time I can remember them saying a Republican won a debate ever, and this is going back, I've watched every debate since 1996 with Dole Clinton back then. The only other time I've ever seen a Republican win the debate since 1996, that's almost 30 years, is the first debate between Romney and Obama. They gave it to Romney because Obama just showed up and didn't even try that debate. He thought he was going to just steamroll Romney, and Romney came prepared, and that was it. But Obama then came back the next debate, and they just, it was over from there. But that's it. So, Skittle, you got a good point there. All the stocks are pretty shady. You're right. The hearing things. I don't know what to think about that. I've seen interesting stuff on both sides that she had some in her ear. Media says Kamala had more than memorized lines. She was wearing Nova high earring. Oh yeah. See, I've seen it, and it does look shady on some aspects, but I don't know. I mean, one way or the other, it doesn't matter. We know they cheated anyways. You know, guys, Kamala Harris's best friend in the whole world, the woman who introduced her husband, Doug Emhoff, to her so that he could become first bitch. That man bitch, Mitch. So that she introduced them. Okay. So you think the head of ABC, when they already knowingly hate Trump, you think they're going to make it easy for him? I mean, I'm telling you, everything was given to her. Hey, Kamala, guess what? We're going to talk about this. So just why don't you, for this topic, memorize something on that. Don't worry, we're not going to fact check you. That David Muir guy who was going after Trump, the dude's a total hack. Total hack. He's in WikiLeaks emails. He's a total hack. Okay, so this whole thing was crazy rigged. And when you consider all of that, and then you consider the fact people can get on X and even TikTok and see like based stuff, okay, that's telling them the truth on things. This is not going to happen. Like this, it's just no way that as this goes, she keeps any momentum she has. It's going to look worse and worse for her every day. Okay, I'm telling you right now. 63 likes. We can do better than that, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. If you like politics chatter, if you like stock market predictions that are often wrong but well thought out, if you guys like coverage on the why you're going to find out why Trump's actually winning this and the media's lying to you. We dissect narrative lies here from the media day after day after day and just give you the truth. So subscribe if you like that. Check this out. Even the New York Times is like, maybe it wasn't so good. Pundits say Harris won the debate. Undecided voters weren't so sure. That's it. I'm back on the New York Times. That's the greatest, most perfect headline about the debate anybody's put out. They nailed it. I can't believe I'm giving the New York Times props on something. Pundits say Harris won the debate. Undecided voters aren't so sure. That's so crazy honest. Who is this? Whoever wrote that, it just got fired, because you don't do that at the New York Times. You don't tell the truth anymore. You lie and you propagate liberal narratives. You do not tell the truth. So props to whoever got this out there. But that's exactly what happened. You like that, Queefer, Mitch? Romney was in the wrong party, and that's why he's now voting for Kamala. So now what? She didn't say anything, no policy. She just attacked Trump. She looked bad, less cackling. Yeah. She was able to articulate her generalities. She was strong on the abortion thing because that's the one issue she has, because she gets to play the I'm a woman card and talk about stories that I don't get it. I mean, but if you can make killing babies sound nice, she does it. And so she won on the first part anyways, when she was all passionate about anyways, I don't know. I can't revisit her voice in my mind. It hurts. But the other part is that she did offer up all the I'm going to give you a tax credit for this and a tax credit for this and a tax credit for that. That was basically the end of the policy. And she did that all in one answer. So the rest of the night, nothing. But you're right. So now what? So mostly no. Thomas, your Mitch girl's gone too far. I like it. You rely on the old man's money. I can't do it. So now what? Oh, and she rode on a bus. Big whoop. Rode a bus to school. If the New York Times wrote today, it's Wednesday. Better check. Right? Stella, look at all the shills that came in the chat last night talking crap. Oh, yeah. There's some fun ones, right? Jimmy Kimmel, what's up? I don't speak Korean, but okay. New York Times currently designed op-ed about the passage of time, right? Okay, here we go. Check this out. This guy went around on CBS asking these people where they're at, and this is just fantastic.
For this election, would you say your mind is made up?
Yes.
And that is?
Trump.
Okay. Are you a previous Trump supporter?
The first year he won in 2016, I was not.
Did you vote for Hillary?
I did vote for Hillary, but
Okay.
I cried when she did not win.
Okay. Then what happened?
And then I just felt like he did a good job. I like the fact that he was not a politician.
You believe you were better off 4 years ago?
Oh, absolutely. Small business owner Andrew Singrati.
These are the independents, guys. These are the independents that were on that line, the yellow. And they're still independents. They were voting Democrat just 2 elections ago. They're not, but listen, that's what a lot of people do not understand. People on the fringes, center left, far left, just coming onto the Trump train all of a sudden. MAGA is independence. It's independence and disavowed Republicans who have come together and taken over the Republican Party to reshape it in our name. Republicans now, the only true old school Republicans, they're the ones out still griping that DeSantis isn't the person. That's who real Republicans are. MAGA is not real Republicans. We just took over the party so that we can own it, and we're making Republicans new. And so when you see that yellow line on Fox, that's why I don't have any issues that it came from Fox. I don't think they're lying. I really believe those are true independents. And here's the thing. Very, very, very few people are undecided at this point. Trump is the most well-known politician of our lifetime. As far as who's run for office, let me put it that way. We have not, in my lifetime at least, and probably most of yours, there has not been a politician known as Trump running for president. That just doesn't happen because they're usually 1, 2, and out, or just 1 and out. But this is Trump's third time running in the most media saturated environment in world history, where we go through this every day. We're saturated by it from all ends every day. We can't escape it. And we've had 8 years of this. Nobody in America is undecided about Trump at this point. The one thing is the people who say they're undecided, it's for one reason. They're saying, I don't really want to vote for Trump. I'm about to. Kamala, give me a reason not to. That's the only undecided voters left right now. They're waiting for Kamala to give them a reason to vote for her. And that's why when they ask them all these questions, that's exactly what they say. Kamala didn't do enough to win my vote, is exactly what they say. In fact, I don't know why I didn't have this pulled up. Dr. Phil debate. Oh, I did not spell debate right. I want you guys to see this woman. All right. Oh, actually, this isn't the interview. This is even crazier. Watch this.
President Trump had the strongest position.
And listen, Phil, he was on ABC for years and years and years. He's got tons of people in that crowd who are traditional independents. All right, where he asked the woman if she changed her vote? Because I want you to hear what she said. All right, here it is. Listen to this. So this is the undecided voters right now. They are practically begging Kamala, give me a reason to vote for you. And she's not doing it, even in that debate last night. And this is why this is all going to blow over. We probably see a little bump as they juice the polls for the next couple of weeks, but then it's gonna go back. And like I'm telling you right now, Trump didn't lose a single voter last night, not one. And Kamala, in my opinion, didn't gain a single voter. And that means it's a win for Trump. Because if you're winning clearly and everything's going in your direction and you didn't, all you lose is the media narrative, which Trump, when does that matter for Trump? That didn't matter in 2016. No, he's shoring up support still at this point. And there's more people even more excited to go for him. Mike says, I honestly believe the debate helped Trump and hurt Kamala. People look at resume. It's true. Mike, people always remember the desert and a meal. Trump crushed the closing statement. Closing statement was awesome. The dessert and a meal. That's what you meant. Okay. Listen, dessert spelled with 2 S's because you always go back for seconds. So there you go, Mike. Oh, it's a freebie. You have to be uninformed to be an independent voter. I wouldn't say uninformed to be an independent voter. Uninformed to be an undecided voter. That's what I would say. Independent voters, I consider myself an independent, even though I'm all in on Trump. But in another election, I can't vote Democrat, but I don't want to vote Republican anymore either. I just don't even think of Trump as a Republican. Cackle wasn't there because she wasn't having fun getting burned. I mean, she tried. She tried to giggle. You're good, Mike. Did I hear the late night talk shows going to 4-day work week? Oh my God. Well, nobody wants to work anymore, even in Hollywood, I guess. Watch this. Look at Tim Kaine. Remember he lost with Hillary?
I'm very concerned, and I tell people all the time, somebody asked me in Chicago, what'd you learn from 2016? And I said, you can't win by a little, you got to win by a lot.
He's scared. Okay. We have Jake Tapper, of all people, calling out Kamala. I swear, pigs are flying today, guys.
Vice President Harris began the debate by punting the first question on the economy.
Do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid. And I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America.
It went on from there. Despite the economy being the #1 issue facing the country, the sitting vice president generally reverted to talking points about a few of her policy proposals. Even Harris allies today are saying that she needs to talk more about what she will do for Americans if elected. Senator Bernie Sanders will be here in a second to talk more about the need for her to fill in some of those blanks. On the border, another vulnerable issue for Harris, she also dodged.
Would you have done anything differently from President Biden on this?
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings.
Okay, that wasn't the question. When asked how she would break through the Israel-Hamas war stalemate, Harris said this.
We need a ceasefire deal, and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work around the clock on that.
Okay, but again, how?
Jake Tapper. I couldn't even believe my eyes when I saw that one. It's just crazy. It's just like this is what blows my mind. Okay, because obviously the big push is how great she did. And yet, there are people out there panicking still. And on their side, who are like, guys, if it's bad enough where they're not willing to run with the narrative, and then instead some people like Jake Tapper and the New York Times are willing to say, hold on a second, they are terrified right now. And it's, listen, I don't want to hear anymore how bad Trump did last night. You guys can think all you want, but it doesn't matter, because this debate was not about Trump. It was about Kamala, and she failed. She held up at the very most basic level, and at first it felt good. And everybody was like, oh my God, she's winning because she doesn't look like an idiot. And then now everybody's slept on it and started thinking, what did she actually say last night? And now they're all realizing, oh my God, this is a problem. And it's beautiful. And so we're still going to get, but I don't want to hear the blackpilling anymore. I don't want to hear the people freaking out, because it's just not true. We're winning this. We won last night because you guys weren't looking at the right thing. And all that matters is, did she win any more voters? And she did not. And they know it. And that's why they're freaking out. So thinking of Kamala as president gives you high anxiety. Yeah, don't think about it. It's not good for anybody. TK16, it's incredibly frustrating. If Trump would have noted quotes from her numerous 2019 interviews on radical stances, would have been a whole other debate. You're right, but at the same time, it didn't matter. He did well enough. And you're talking about if Trump did 100% versus the 90% he did. Trump was strong, guys. Go back and watch it after now the surprise, the shock that Kamala wasn't giggling the whole time is over. Go back and watch it. Trump's actually much stronger than you think, than you remember. And like the independent tracking I showed at the beginning proves it. Mike says, telling you, Ace, people are waking up to the lies. People can do their research now versus relying on the MSM. They're not going to do them going to them for information any longer. Don't trust them. And they saw through the collusion. I completely agree. Yeah. Big JR in the house. What's up, buddy? JJ Jackson. What's up, man? Wicked. Even your friends from migrate from Romania want Trump to win. Well, yeah, because they know what real socialism looks like. Floppy, she did a better job prepared. She didn't do better. That's where you're wrong, Floppy. You see, you're thinking that because she was prepared, she did better. That's not true. But what happened is, and this is what's happening psychologically to a lot of conservatives, is that they expected her to suck so bad that the fact that she was just normal makes everybody think she won. And also because Trump wasn't 100% perfect, they equate that to winning. That's not the same thing. Take your emotions out of it. Take your expectations out of it. Think about what middle voters are thinking. Well, I have the proof. I've just spent the last 30 minutes proving it to you guys that independents were not swayed by this at all. So there's just no chance that she won. At the best case scenario, you can say, is it was a tie, which is still a win for Trump, because a tie means he didn't lose any votes and she didn't gain any. So it's still a win for Trump. When you're leading like that, tie goes to the leader. Okay? It's just like in baseball, tie goes to the runner. Tie goes to the leader. And that's why it's just, you get that black pill thinking out of it. I'm trying to get you guys to stop thinking that way. It's like the election with they're just going to steal it. It doesn't matter. I get that all the time. It's nonsense. We can win, because way worse countries have overturned and won elections that changed their countries before, that were worse place than us. It is possible if we show up and we do our job. I agree with you, Ficus. That's a good point. He says Trump's delivery maybe could have been better, but the contour and points he made were excellent. 100%. And he didn't hit every point he could have hit. You guys watched it with me. I was crying out for him to hit certain points. Now, he did eventually hit a lot of them, but they didn't always come at the perfect time. But still, it was great. Trump has, and that's the other thing. Hero says it. Trump proved himself to be a great leader. He was great in the debate, and it also reminded people of what he was like in the 4 years ago when things were better. That reminded him because he looks capable. So, TK16 says, sounds like Kamala didn't move the needle according to multiple polls, according to Reuters. Yeah, see, and Reuters is a lefty rag, so... CJ says, if Trump blew her out of the water, you think they would have kicked her to the curb? No. And here's why. I keep hearing this said, and this is... Okay, I gotta say something. I love the deep dive conspiracy community. I love them because they find amazing stuff, and they've produced a lot of amazing things for us all to learn, and a lot of times it's been incredible, and they've brought the receipts. The bad part about them, though, is that they start seeing conspiracy craziness, and they project it in the future over and over and over again, even when it makes no sense or it's impossible. Right now, if they flipped out Kamala, which, by the way, there's no way in hell they do now, because now they're celebrating that she did a good debate. So that narrative is over. It can never come back. There's less than 2 months to election, guys. There's no swapping going on. Number two, that she's on most of the ballots at this point, and most of people are already, like, many states are starting to vote already. You cannot undo that now. You cannot swap it out. It's too late. And the voting is starting. So that there's no swapping. Even if she'd done horribly, they would have spun it as Trump being mean to a woman or something like that. They would have done something like that. So that I don't think there's any place at all within 2 months. Also, let's say point number 3, it already was an extreme risk swapping Kamala in for Biden, because there was a lot of Democrats who didn't like it, but it overwhelmed them. It was early enough where they could celebrate it, bring it out, blah, blah, blah. And she was his running mate, so they could at least pass the torch, and it was relatively not messy. And that's why the convention went by pretty much without a hitch. It was relatively clean how they passed it off, even though they negated 14 million voters. So, but let's just throw that out there, because we don't care about facts. We're Democrats right now. And so what happened is this: if they did it again, though, it would be so incredibly messy, because she was already on that ticket with Biden. And now you're bringing in a completely new ticket with less than 2 months to go, people on the ballot. I'm telling you, and also you've asked your voters to fall in love twice, to trust Biden, to hang with Biden, even though he's fallen apart. You've asked a lot of them, and then you asked them to fall in love with the worst VP in history that they hated, that they couldn't even give a single vote to in 2020. You asked them to fall in love with her. That's a big ask. They did it. They stepped up for you. And now you're going to ask them to do it all over again with less than 2 months to election? There's just no way. So that's where we got to be careful with, like, those projected crazy things. Sometimes they just can't happen. They just can't happen. Is BlackRock filing bankruptcy? That would be nuts. I haven't seen anything on that. Liquid Skittle says, closing statements alone sealed the deal. His closing statement was incredibly powerful. Brett, it's not all lost for Kamala. She picked up some new company donors. Gilby's Gin, Popov Gin, Boone's Farm. Nice. You forgot the box wine. Harris Ale. For Psycho Crack. That's funny, man. Mike, bottom line, Trump won the undecideds. Exactly. Hogan said she came across as arrogant, entitled, better than thou, completely unreliable. Yep. So now what? I saw ABC spending half the time hammering Trump on past statements, allowing her to pile on. It was about, yeah, it was. Megyn Kelly did the best breakdown of it. She said, I'm going to mess up this quote, but it was really funny how she said it. She said the ABC moderators went to Trump and were basically like, tell us why you're a piece of shit. and then they're like, as he's answering, they're like, no, please answer the question. And then they go back to Harris and go, now, what are your feelings on what a piece of shit he is? And that's, Megyn Kelly said that was hilarious. She did a great breakdown of it. Wish Trump would smile some. Reagan didn't work great. Yeah, you know, Trump's not the charmer that Reagan was when he's in the battle. Trump's a great charmer when he's out with his people, whether it's the debates, he's winning voters. But when he's with an enemy, he's an attack dog. That's that New Yorker coming out. Reagan's the sunny Californian, okay? Reagan, always happy, you know, back when California was paradise. So, and he's the actor. Trump's not an actor. He's a businessman. And so it's just, yeah, it's just different. You're completely different people. Mad Dog 2020. Ew. Box wine like Chateau Lafite. Yeah, Chateau Lafite. The gangrene toe jam vintage. All right, here's some more winning for you guys. All right, this is actually very exciting if this works out. Federal judge orders Secretary of State, that's Raffensperger, and Fulton County election officials to appear in court, show cause as to why it would not rule in favor of our colleague Jason Frazier. This is about voter rolls. They didn't clean up their voter rolls in Georgia, and they're being sued for it. Now a federal judge is ordering them to come in, and I'm telling you, if this happens and they rule in favor of this, I believe, yeah, tomorrow. If they rule in favor of this, guys, this could actually force them to purge voter rolls across the nation. We could see millions. Remember, Texas just cleaned 1 million off their voter rolls. They found illegal immigrants, 1 million off their voter rolls. So if this goes across the nation, it's gonna be devastating to the ability to cheat. Devastating. So we need to pray that this is ruled in favor of tomorrow. But Raffensperger, the snot from Georgia, he's going into court tomorrow. So that's big. This is pretty huge right here. Just going out to the lies. Kamala was telling, I'm not going to play it. You guys can watch on your own time. But they got this guy, Christian Cooper, from the Justice Department, immigration attorney, and he admits Biden has the authority to end illegal immigration, but Democratic mega donors control the border agenda. That's huge. Absolutely huge. So kudos to Project Veritas for getting this done. And these videos, someday we're going to look back and get an idea of how much impact these undercover videos of these people admitting their crimes and their lies, how much it has an impact. But as of right now, all we can say is like, this is huge. Veritas, what's his face, who left, James O'Connor. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. James O'Keefe. What they're doing is honestly just God's work, getting all this exposure out here that they've been doing for the last 10 years. And now we have Twitter where it won't be banned. It absolutely unbelievable stuff coming out. David, in my opinion, he kept every promise except finishing the wall. Dem politicians didn't get the money to finish it. Yeah, and David, listen, you're 100% right, but Trump did find the glitch. He fixed the glitch to make the wall by doing it through the military, and it was on track to be finished, but he started too late and couldn't finish it before he got out of office. So, but you know, I consider that still a promise because at least it was out of his hands what wasn't finished. He did pursue it and got most of it done. So that, yeah, Trump, I mean, I say it all the time. I have people ask me, why are you so loyal to Trump? Why are you so crazy about Trump? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, he's the only politician in my lifetime that didn't let me down when he was in there. Not by his fault. The only things that let me down were the Republicans who betrayed him, all of it. So, yeah, exactly, like Milton's paycheck fixing. Exactly, Brett. You got it, man. So, you guys fired Milton? No. We fixed the glitch. You see, we find in these situations it's better just to let them play out on their own. He just won't be receiving a paycheck anymore. I love that movie. That's top 5 comedies of all time. All right, so we have a Pew Research poll that just came out showing numbers that are insanely positive for Trump. And here's some of the numbers that we're looking at from this poll. Catholics are voting for Trump by 5%. That's a big deal. Catholics tend to be very close to 50-50, and often in recent elections have leaned Democrat slightly. But this is the big one. Kamala Harris polling the lowest of any Democrat since 1998 among Jewish voters. Here it is right here. 65% Jewish. Guys, I think 78% of Jews in America are registered Democrats. If she's down 13% there and Trump's up to 34% with Jews, it's game over. It's absolutely game over. Just write it in. We're done. This election's over. And I'm telling you, no debate is going to win this back, because she has to toe the line in order, because she'll lose. William said it last night. She loses Michigan by saying anything pro-Jewish and could lose Minnesota. So this is insane, but they are losing their biggest people. I mean, let's see. This is just the Protestants, but I mean, black Protestants, even 11% is a lot. Anyways, but that's a big deal. This is all by religion, by the way. So this isn't all the polls by demographic. So no surprise, the godless hate Trump. So there's no surprise there. The vast majority of them. And you think, this always makes me laugh about atheists. And if you are atheist or agnostic, God bless you. I don't have anything personal against you. Okay. But my favorite part about this is that these are the people who claim that religious people are the idiots and that they are the logical ones. And yet they're voting for the party that no logical person could vote for. And that just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. Anyways, I won't go any further on that tonight. Rumdog grabbed some DJT today on the discount. Nice. Biden did remove some of the wall, and they sold off all the pieces. Randy, Project Veritas undercover video of Planned Parenthood is selling aborted fetus tissues with earth-shaking. Yes. And hey, Randy, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you know when that came out? That was an abortion clinic in California. And that horrific crime that Planned Parenthood got busted committing should have been prosecuted. Well, Kamala Harris was Attorney General of California at that time. She did not prosecute that Planned Parenthood. No. She prosecuted the people who got the video. That's how that went down. So that's Kamala Harris for you. Glad you brought that up. I don't know. I didn't see Rasmussen today. They go every 5 days. And by the way, any polls today will be nothing about the debate. It's way too soon. They gave Biden the Milton move your desk speech. We're going to need you to go ahead and move your into storage. That is exactly right. Yeah, Milton. Yeah, Biden. You're going to have... we need you to go ahead and move your desk downstairs to the office closet down there. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Milton. Thanks, Biden. I can just see Biden there. But they voted me to be the president, and I saw the squirrels at the White House, and they were married, and with the Kamala, I burned the place down. That's Biden, the mumbler. Mike, yeah. Sorry, I went there. Oh no, you got answer your bathroom hops? That's terrible. John, Goldman Sachs still working to exit Apple Card partnership as consumer losses top $6 billion. Whoa, for Apple? Yikes. The old Apple has fallen down, huh? Hey, speaking of Biden, hey, he's gone full MAGA, guys. He's gone full MAGA. That is a Trump hat he put on today. Old Joey B. Why would he do that? The story is that they teased him into doing it, and he did it of his own volition. He wasn't tricked. In fact, let's get up a better picture of it, because it's wild. I mean, look how happy he is. He's all in, guys. That is a Trump supporter right there. Jeez Louise. That is hilarious. And this is the kind of thing that's just so crazy to me, is that the timing of this could not be worse for Kamala. The day after, she had the greatest, as Chris freaking, what's his face? Hack guy from Fox News who left, who Trump destroyed last time. Chris Wallace said on CNN today, that was the greatest debate I've ever seen. Kamala's great moment. And the very next day, Joe Bumbles, I'm just gonna put on the Biden hat. You know, this is my stapler. This is my favorite hat, my Trump hat. I'm just gonna put it on now. This is unbelievable. The timing is crazy. Yeah, Big JR. Do you believe you have my staple? I like to stick to the swing line because it doesn't bind up as much. This is my favorite Biden moment of all time, I just gotta say. He looks good in it. The red brings color to his old shriveled face. Show the video of him asking the guy about the hat. There's another video. Okay, let's see if I can get the longer video. Oh, I think this is it right here. Here, let me put this up here.
Hell no.
Hell no.
You know what? Put it on. Come on. There's no neck on. Spencer do a selfie. There he goes.
Look how long he left it on. He allowed them to take pictures with it. Where's his handlers? Old fart.
Hey, they're good.
He's holding it
They're
still.
good. You got the fried chicken.
What the hell? Where are his handlers? This is crazy. I like, you guys, I hope you can understand just like how bad a look this is for the Democrats. The day this is this is like to several Democrats, this is like the equivalent of putting on a Hitler hat. Like, you don't do it. It's not funny. And Joe does it with a big smile on his face, and nobody took it away from him. Nobody tried to make him stop. The day after the debate, when Kamala's supposed to be riding high, oh my God. I love falling apart Biden. I wonder if he's sabotaging her on purpose. Because, you know, I mean, don't forget that don't forget.
He got 14 million votes. What you did, you talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her.
He hates her. He hates her. And then the next day, he puts on a Trump hat. You can't make this shit up. It's unbelievable. Oh my God. That makes me so happy. This is the best, guys. This is just the absolute best. You know the Trump ad team is going to make an ad out of it. You know they will. The group pictures of Biden with the kids wearing the Trump shirts. I remember that. That was a while ago, yeah. Brett says, that crazy? You can put RuPaul next to Kamala until Joe Biden is Tim Waltz. He went no difference. Or a Shrek costume. I still think it's Shrek. Yeah, I think Biden legitimately hates her. I do. And this is so funny. Like, I just, the fact that, I don't know, Al. I mean, maybe he has spite in him still. Maybe Jill put him up to it. Maybe Jill was like, you know, Joe, go do this. Go do this. Trump is absolutely right. Camilla's DI pick only on the ticket to her racial makeup, no other reason. You're right. Yeah, but now they brought her in and now she's running for president, which is also one of Joe's big FUs to the Democrats for kicking him out, because now it's pretty well established that that's not what they wanted. They wanted to have a bunch of people come forward and work it out and get the best person rise up. And he endorsed her, and it set Kamala on the path. And they never wanted her to be it. Not Obama and all them. So, all right, guys, let's move on real quick to the economy and stock market before we go here. But core inflation came in hotter than expected today. All right, so this is terrible for the markets. And we saw it at the beginning of the day today when the Dow dipped 650 points and then turned back around, went up, which is insane. But the volatility is here. And no matter what happened with them going back to green today, the fact is that now that CPI is in hotter than expected, they cannot make the big cut. They just can't do it. It's going to be a little baby rate cut. Powell can't go back at this point with unemployment getting worse, the job numbers getting worse. He can't go backwards. He has to cut because he's set up this. I mean, good Lord, if he comes out next week and says we at the FOMC have decided not to cut, we're holding true. Oh my God, the market will flip out. Instead, what he's going to do is come forward and say, hey, we've decided that with data coming in, at this point, we are reversing course, but we're taking it easy. We believe a slow rate cut, blah, 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 and it'll do 25 BPS. This is what I believe is going to happen next week. It's not what the market wanted. The market was hoping and praying for 50 to 75. They're not going to get it. And now, in my opinion, this is going to set off major volatility in the market going forward, because this is the proof that they are not getting what they want on the trend they want before the election. So now we have the volatility. The close election freaks out the markets too, because the markets cannot determine whether or not Trump or Kamala are going to be president. So it doesn't know what to do. On top of that, you put the fact that they're not getting the rate cuts they wanted, and all the other data is coming out horrible before the election. This is going to lead to major volatility the next 6 weeks leading up to the election. Just wait. It's going to get wild. This was the absolute worst thing that could happen in the mind of the stock market. Absolute worst thing, because it keeps Powell from giving them that boost they wanted, in which I believe was going to be bad anyways, because the trend is rate cuts and recession go badly. But that's how it goes. And speaking of bad, we get data on small businesses today. 37% of small businesses saw their earnings drop over the last 3 months. Highest share in 14 years. Small businesses are dying. Weaker than the 35% seen during 2020. Just small businesses dying in America, guys. We're almost at that 08, 09 range. And somehow we're not in a recession. Give me a freaking break. This is atrocious. And you take that with the jobs numbers on top of it, it's getting nuts. It's getting nuts. Let's see. Brett, other killer for Kamala. She probably should have picked Shapiro in Pennsylvania instead of Waltz. Gonna be a huge win for Trump. Yeah, but the problem is, Brett, if they picked Shapiro, they're almost guaranteed to lose Michigan and maybe even Minnesota, because huge Muslim populations up there that hate the Jews. And so Shapiro, that's why they didn't pick him. And so I agree with you. Trump's going to win Pennsylvania. Just watch. But she had to decide, which way do I want to go? Which race card do I want to play? Kami's getting her karma back for cheating and lying last night. Right. Al just called out for rehearsed influence peddling. Have a great weekend. What? Rehearsed influence peddling? You got called out or I got called out? What are you talking about, Al? I'm so confused. Liquid, in my opinion, the numbers are rigged for the perfect soft landing. They can't get the soft landing at this point. It's too broken. It's just not going to happen. I know what you mean, and I know you think they got this under control, but they really don't. And the reason is they've been doing all the stopgap measures in a recession, all their tools, their weapons for fighting a major recession or depression, they've already been using them. And now they're running out of ammo, and it hasn't even hit full on yet. That's the problem. It's worse than COVID. That's right, Hero. Got like number 68. Am I still only at 68 likes? Nobody likes the show tonight. Oh, no, I'm at 114. Okay, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Can we hit 150 by the end? I think we can. Mad Max says, I believe GDC short's going to be covering very soon. I hope you're right. Ham seems to think so. The volatility there is there. So we'll see. This next week is from today till next Wednesday. We have 5 trading days, actually 4.5, before we get the rate cut news, because they'll do it on Wednesday next week. That is, there's going to be a lot of volatility trying to figure out what's going to go on, okay, before that. So hang in there, guys. But volatility, remember, is killer to the shorts. It is killer to the shorts. Financial Lot posted this. They panicked today. What a wild day. They sent in the plunge protection team, came in at 10:30 to mop things up. Look at that. Just look how it just cratered and then dug itself out of the hole. I mean, this was going to be a very bad day until whatever happened to switch it around. We'll be getting more data on this soon, but today could have been a major sell-off. I mean, if they hadn't stepped in, somebody didn't do something, we could have seen Dow down 1,000 today. I really think it was possible. Just absolutely crushed. This morning, I think all 3 indexes were down at least 1.5%. That's a horrific day. Okay, I'm going to talk on this just real quick because I haven't said much yet. But, guys, I think GameStop's officially over as a short squeeze. Just this latest offering, they did another 20 million. I just think if you're in GameStop still wanting for a short squeeze, look, I was there. I wanted it too, but when you do 3 major offerings in 4 months, it's not quite AMC because at least they did it to our face. But it's just no bueno. So if you believe in GameStop long-term, fine. Believe in Cohen long-term, but I got to be honest with you guys. I don't think we'll ever see a big short squeeze in GameStop again. I just don't. So, yeah, Kitty, I don't know if he was in on it or if he just did it to make himself rich. I don't know. And he just did the best he could while they kept making offerings. I have no idea what to think of that, but I can tell you that GameStop's finally made another move right after he tweeted, and Cohen immediately issued another offering of 20 million. So that to me says stay away forever. I will never invest in GameStop for the sake of a short squeeze. Let me put it that way. Someday I might put it in my portfolio for a long term, but this is it's too much. Just too much. Adam, Aaron, and Cohen got together and did missionary. Ew. Oh, thanks, Thomas. You hit it a while ago. Gotcha. They had like $1 billion in cash before the offering. They have $4 billion in cash, Ficus. $4 billion in cash. Yeah, they're fine. So it's just at this point, 1-2 offerings in the beginning to go into the bad times, whatever, fine. But at this point, it's just really screwing over shareholders. Yeah. Randy says GameStop will keep diluting until the SEC tells them they can stop. Yeah, I agree with that. But hey, guys, if you doubted me about my rate cut take, well, then I just want you guys to know you're now on Jim Cramer's side. Because I think the rate cuts are going to end up bad. But I think this is the strongest argument I have yet for why the rate cuts are probably going to be bad for the market, because Jim Cramer loves them. He loves them some good rate cuts. That just made me laugh. Hobbs, Super Stonk's trying to cope by saying, if only I held on to my Bitcoin, still thinking GameStop's going to squeeze someday. Oh my God, that's sad. Smell my finger. All right, let me go over finger and GDC, just what I'm seeing right now, DJT. And then I'm going to get out of here. I did 3 hours last night, so I'm a little worn down today. But, all right, let's go to the watch list. I mean, today was interesting. First of all, GTII somehow shot up to 9 cents. Nobody can trade it, and yet still doing all that. That's wild. DJT crushed today. I think DJT really is just getting crushed by the shorts. I don't see, like, DJT is mostly held by Trump supporters and Trump himself. Okay, so insiders in the company and Trump supporters. That's who holds DJT. Everybody else thinks it's a garbage stock. So you think a bunch of Trump supporters watched that last night and started selling their stock? Not by what we saw today. So this is all shorting. They're attacking it to scare people out after the debate. It's just playing it right with the narrative. And DJT, guys, I still think is just going to be absolutely massive. I don't know when. It could take a while to get there. But I still think it's going to be massive. Wait till Trump wins the election. I will tell you what, if DJT keeps going, I'm going to, this is not financial advice. My opinion is I'm going to keep grabbing as much as I can, because whether it has a massive short squeeze or not, he wins this election, which I believe he's going to win. This is going to pop, at least have a big, huge run. So that, cause that's going to scare the shorts like crazy. Finger down today. It's still above 2. I'm not worried about Finger at all. I think that dividend's coming any day now. And it's, a month ago, we were touching 150 at one point. We're still good on Finger, guys. Nothing to worry about. GDC, they shot it down. That 6 is what they're trying to keep it below. So once it breaks above 6 is where it could get interesting. And meanwhile, we see what GameStop, that dilution did to GameStop. So ugly stuff, but anyways, interesting. But yeah, that's where we're at on all that as far as I can see. But on that note, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Love you guys. This was fun. Please hit the like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. We're winning. We're winning so hard right now. We're winning so hard. I really believe that. I think Trump is getting stronger by the day. I think last night was a blip that's just fun for the marketer people and the media people, and it gives people something to argue about for a few days, a couple weeks. That's it, because it was the only big event in the election for a while. But now we're in game time, less than 2 months till the election. Now we just need to be praying everything goes smoothly. We need to show up, do our jobs, fight by voting. If you can be a poll worker, election worker, please do so. We need good people doing that. Keep an eye on everything. And just do whatever you feel like you can do, because we're all in this together, guys. We lose this one, it's over. It is. So step up if we can. Bird Bug, I went over that earlier. I just didn't think it was anything too much to go over. Like, I didn't think it was enough to convince me, even though it's interesting. Honey Badger, have I heard about Bridger Aerospace News? Cajones shorting, Tim Sheeny, Republican running for Senate against Tester, stock massively shorted. No, I haven't heard about it. I'll look into it if I can. What'd Wicked say? Shorts are like frogs, knowing the water's boiling, they still jump in. Yeah, exactly. Oh, midnight. I can't read that, but that's funny. I'll look at that. Yeah, it's like the bat signal at midnight. God dang. Anyways, on that note, all right, guys, let's pray and get out of here. We need prayer after that, after midnight, what she said. All right, Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Bless these people here, God. Thank you so much for just this amazing community, God. And we bless and pray for protection over President Trump, and pray for a free and fair election. I pray that every attempt to cheat and steal it would be thwarted, God, that you would just give everybody who is in a position to make a positive change, that they would have the wisdom and courage to do so. And make this thing seen through. I pray everybody would do what they can. And God, I just pray prosperity over everybody here. Give them wisdom to make the right decisions. All of us make the right decisions to navigating these crazy times, and help us be prepared for whatever can come. And yeah, just thank you for all you're doing. We can see you at work in many ways, and so thank you for that. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Bless you guys. Love you. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.